Now, I know I've been hammering the cost of living crisis and the affordability crisis, but literally every week I keep seeing new data that comes out about this, and I want to keep sharing it with you guys in real time just so you're fully aware of the overall financial picture that people are experiencing. That's the real reason I want to keep covering these stories. And so the most recent thing is FINRA's 2024 National Financial Capability Study just came out, and it shows that 26% of Americans now spend more than they earn, which is up from the 18 to 20% it used to be just a few years ago. And that is very concerning with how fast it's going up. The share of Americans who say that paying their bills is not at all difficult fell from 54% in 2021 to 44% in 2024. And they're saying that middle-income households are especially strained right now, despite supposedly stable incomes. FINRA also is reporting that many of the financial gains made by households since the Great Recession have now been erased. Rising costs are hitting everybody all across segments of the population, and any leg up that you had financially is now gone due to the extremely high increase in cost of living. 35% of Americans said they cannot come up with $2,000 for an unexpected expense, which is up from the 30% in the previous survey. And financial anxiety and lack of emergency savings are becoming more widespread. 63% of people say that thinking about their finances makes them anxious, which is up from 56% in 2021, and more people are less satisfied overall with their money situation. And inflation continues to remain the number one problem for everyone, guys, because 52% of people say that expenses continue to rise faster than their income, and nearly 2/3 say that inflation is the biggest threat to their financial health this year. And that's why I've been talking about this so much, because it is probably the number one issue and pain point that everyone's experiencing right now. And not only do I want to bring it front and center and spread the awareness, but also share with you more ways that people can fight this and get past it. And this is causing some real world issues because 69% report feeling depressed or anxious due to their financial concerns. 63% are losing sleep over these things. Americans now overwhelmingly believe that rising prices will continue, not slow down. And with that kind of future outlook on the horizon, it's no wonder that everybody's so worried and stressed out. But it doesn't have to be this way. You know, I continually share different methods that you guys can use to lower your monthly expenses, to increase your income. And the problem is a lot of people just don't do it. You know, a lot of people make excuses of why this or why that, why I can't do this. But I can tell you from personal experience, once you get desperate enough financially or desperate enough for some kind of change in your life, you'll be amazed at the things that you're going to be capable of in order to make that change. The problem is you probably just aren't desperate enough yet. And here's exactly what I mean, because one of my viewers actually wrote me an email, Michelle, who is now retired, but she says that, you know, a lot of people could really help themselves get out of the financial rut they're in these days, especially with the bad job market, if they would find some more creative ways to look for work. Some of her suggestions are things like taking on the overnight or the graveyard shifts at different places. You can apply for positions in school systems or civil service roles that are hiring. You can also explore different types of labor jobs or blue-collar jobs that can't be easily replaced by AI. Oh, and she also suggests get some EMT training, which can lead to different careers in the medical field. So those are all pretty good suggestions, I believe, if you're looking for a traditional job. Even starting with a low-paying job or a part-time job or an on-call role can get your foot in the door with different places and can lead to a much better opportunity down the road. And some of the things that I always suggest people to do is you have to have more than one source of income, guys, regardless of what you do for a living. Unless you make a tremendous amount of money and you're able to save a large chunk of your income, I'm talking like half or more, then you probably don't need a second source of income, because if you're really saving half of your income, you probably have an ample amount set to the side in case something were to happen. But if you're not saving half of your income, then you do need to have a second source of income just to be able to have some sort of backup plan if you lose a job or some sort of financial emergency emerges. And I saw